Welcome to every single one of you. Some of you spent the entire morning with me this morning if you were in enlightenment because it got postponed due to Ganesh Chaturthi yesterday. Very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you who are in this room. And if you were with me this morning, 1,000 kisses to you. Now let's get started and see who all are in the room. I'd love to welcome Vindhya, Kritika, Namu, Monamikas, Bakes, Chappa by Ankita. Oh, so sweet. She's saying, please take my name. Chappa by Ankita, is that the name? Saloni, Kushal Ritesh, Aditi, Neha, Mansi Arya, Manisha Singh, love you too, sweetheart. Wow, we have Patty Aubry in the room. Some of you may not know, but Patty is actually my direct mentor. She has been working with Jack Canfield from the Chicken Soup for the Soul Days. What a fabulous woman, one of the most inspiring ladies I know on this planet. I don't know what time it must be in America right now, but I love you, Patty. Thank you for coming into the Insta Live. What an honor for me. Lots of love to Jack and lots of love to you, and I really hope I get to see you soon. For those of you who don't know about Jack Canfield, I suggest highly recommend him. Please Google. There is a beautiful program called Breakthrough to Success that me and Puneet had gone for back in 2010. He came back, shut his business, started to follow his passion, his mission. I came back, I can't say I left my school, but I found my mission in coaching and helping people, and I started to do both for some time till I was able to switch over. So it was literally one of the best 7 days of my entire life. So for anyone here who is able to go to America, this is a course I sent both my children, I've sent my brother, I've sent my mother. You can imagine how good it was. Now after that, all my one-to-one clients. So it's my, my go-to course for any time in life I'm a bit deterred. I've even gone and assisted. So Patty, having you in the room is such a pleasure. Love you, sweetheart. You are the best thing that happened to me. Thank you, Manisha Singh. How sweet. Hello to Stars, Love, Susie Maddie. I like that. She's saying, come back to the USA. Yeah, very soon. I'm really hoping. I actually have a wedding next year to come for. So I may see you next year I have to come to, I think the wedding's in LA. So I'm definitely getting in touch with you and seeing how I can make it. Can you please repeat the name of the course? It's called Breakthrough to Success. It is mind-blowing. What I'll do is I will get them to share the link with me and I'll put it on my stories today, okay? So for anyone here who'd love to go for it, I'm going to share Breakthrough to Success ka link in my stories, all right? Missed the session but coming here. Oh, so sweet. How nice. When are you going to give us your home tour as you promised? Oh, have I? Okay. Should we keep it for next week? Okay. Next week, I'll give you a little bit of a home tour. Actually, my home starts with my main door and ends with my swimming pool, and it's one long, one width. So literally all I have to do is walk from my main door till my pool and you'll be able to see my whole house. So I will do that at some point. Alright, let's get started with the questions. Meenal Raja is saying, hello Puja ji, I'm studying for my UPSC CSE and doing a job, but it's not being possible to manage both in terms of time. Please advise. Wow, that's a lot that you are doing. So you have to be very kind to yourself, Meenal. I think one of the things very important for us women especially to understand is we wear so many hats that after a while we don't realize at which point the overwhelm starts to set in. So my suggestion to you is stop trying to be perfect. Just focus on progress, on what you need to get done on that day. A lot of times, the whole picture starts to bring fear into us, and 2-3 days of procrastinating makes us feel like we are failing. While all you sometimes need is a little bit of rest. That little rest actually recharges you to be able to do it again properly. Okay, so my suggestion to you, look at how you can manage your time better, Meenal. And you know what? Firstly, start to own and accept that the fact that you are a very high standard woman who's trying to achieve a lot. You know, a lot of times the critical mind is so quick at banging or hammering us that we don't realize what we actually needed to do is appreciate ourselves. So can everybody in the chat box send lots of love to Meenal Raja and let her know how an amazing woman she is, that she is doing her exam as well as a job all together, and that, you know what, she has it in her. I know there are days you're going to feel like this is getting too hard. I have days like that when it just feels that it's getting too hard. You know what I do? I just go off like window shopping. I may not even take my purse because I don't really want to shop. I just need to go and give myself a break from the overwhelm that I'm experiencing, and I then calm myself down. Sometimes I like to listen to some meditation and get my deep breathing in place. That helps me. So you have to look for what are the things that settle you, and then take your time to come back to it. And sometimes if you're not perfect, if you've just passed in an exam or you barely were able to do it, that's okay. You know, the thing is, we want to do it and we want to do it at our best. That becomes the problem. Can I tell you, at some point as women, we have to accept that 80% is good enough. You know, they always say this, that when a man has to apply for a job, if he qualifies 60%, he applies for the job. A woman qualifies 98%. She thinks, let me complete those 2%, then I'll apply. Can you see how we are wired? So you have to be so much more kind to yourself, my darling. Today, I just want you to live in self-love. Receive the love of the room also, and be in your self-love also, because you're a rock star, and I don't want you to forget that in the process of getting so overwhelmed. Okay, sweetie? Vishwa Shukla, ma'am, how to know that your manifestation is going to come on your way now? Thank you, ma'am. So Vishwa, the only way you can know is how much of in that energy are you living. So the whole point of manifestation is what? To be able to experience the feeling of as if it has already come true. Now, how long can you believe in that depends on you, not on anyone else. So how do you know something is coming your way? When you start to every day believe that it's coming. The more you believe that it's coming, that it's on its way, the more the universe will start to show you signs. I love looking at 11:11. You know, anytime I'll have a good thought and I'll say, God, show me a sign that you're there and you are blessing this thought of mine or this idea of mine, and suddenly something will happen. Either I'll see a number, or I'll see a feather, or I'll see a butterfly. Now, if you understand universal signs, then you'll start to, just Google spiritual signs from God, and then just make a list of that and start to look for those. It's a lovely reconfirmation. I was just talking to my mom about something very crucial, and she said, Puja, it's 444. And it gave both of us like goosebumps that we were discussing something that we weren't sure of, and suddenly it was like God was like, it's going to work out. So it was a very good feeling. So you know what? These are, I don't know how true they are, how scientifically backed all of this is. What I know is whatever we believe becomes our truth. So just start to have that faith that if you are desiring something, either that will come or God is preparing something better. So sometimes when there is delay in my manifestation, I go, you know what? It takes doggies to have babies in 3 months. It takes 18 months to have an elephant baby. If I want something amazing from God, then I must give him the time also, not to create it. So sometimes when there's divine delay, I just leave it to God and I say, God, just make sure that this delay, you're giving me something better. Okay, so see if you can start to believe that, yeah? I thought I missed the Insta live today, but no, I'm so happy you made it. Yes, today was actually my masterclass right before this, so I couldn't keep Insta live, and there was a full kind of a day where morning I had GBDE, afternoon I had SS, I had masterclass, and then I have Insta live. Because Monday and Tuesday both became holidays for me, everything got packed up on Wednesdays. But to be honest, I actually love packed up days, so no problem at all for me. It's just a day where I will give the most. Insta live is the last. I hope my husband takes me out for my Wednesday dinner date today. We were planning to move it to Friday. So I don't know right now whether we are going today or are we going to go on Friday, which day it is, but I'm going to manifest that it happens today. Kritik Haira. Sorry if I can't pronounce your name correctly. Hi Puja ma'am, I have joined Awakening. Always feel upset when equality is not served with my husband. If you've joined Awakening Sweetheart, then just wait. October 5th, when it starts, all of your doubts and questions around the patriarchy, around equality will get answered there for sure. Okay. So as far as you feeling upset about it, of course, our soul, the primary need of a soul is justice. Not just us, even animals. They did an experiment on monkeys where they were partial to 5 monkeys and not caring about the 5. And every time this monkey would do something, they would reward it, and this monkey would keep doing the same thing and he wouldn't get anything. The 5 monkeys that were not being rewarded actually went into depression. So I totally agree with you if you are feeling upset about the fact that it's not equality. Maybe it is something you need to stand up for. Maybe it is something that needs conversation. Maybe, a lot of times what I'm feeling today is that where the world is going, where we are as women, we are on a bridge. Okay? And what this bridge is doing is that it's telling us that we no longer want to tolerate, adjust and compromise with the patriarchy. I was just seeing the movie Barbie yesterday and I realized that at a world scale level, we don't want to compromise with the patriarchy, right? And so what's starting to happen is this injustice is creating this need in ourselves to say, you know what? I no longer am going to wait for you to fix yourself. I'm going to go take responsibility and change my life by myself. And I remember this happening to me back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, where I just started to feel like I'm not okay with begging my husband for money, or I'm not okay with taking permissions all the time, or I'm not okay with whatever I was not okay with. And somewhere deep down I said, you know what, I don't want this kind of a life. I want to be treated better. But asking for it doesn't change anything. You have to go earn it. And that's one of my biggest realizations, that you know what, all of us women have to now stop talking, and for some time, for the next couple of years, we need to start to do what we need to do, right? So to everyone here who's sitting with hurts or upsets or pain of injustice of any sort, please, you start to use it as fuel to make your life better. A day should come that the same person, okay, who currently is the trouble of your life, should come and either apologize to you or start to take glory in your success. Okay, now depending on the relationship you have with them. Some of them should just come and say, sorry, I misunderstood you. I know a very close friend of mine who came up to me after like 4-5 years of me doing this work and saying, Pooja, at that point I didn't know what this life coaching thing was, and I thought you've gone off on your own thing, and I was pretty sure this is not going to work out. But it was so sweet of him, the way he put it to me. I was really appreciative of the fact that he was so honest that he never thought I will be successful in this career. That's one way of getting closure to something. Another way is where these same people start to go, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, my wife, my mother, whatever, whoever is the one who is right now not really believing in you, and therefore there is a certain amount of inequality that's happening in your house. So see if you can use this fuel of negativity into focusing it on a positive destination or positive vision. Yeah. Absolutely love your eye makeup. So on Monday was a holiday and I was so bored at home that I actually went makeup shopping. I didn't know what to do. Puneet had gone for golf. No, actually he was working that day, sorry. Yeah, so he had gone to work and I went off to Sephora and I had a couple of hours and I'm trying on all of these foundations. I picked up this Rare Beauty blush on, which I really liked. I have picked up this beautiful kajal. It's called Pixie Extra Black Kohal, which I really liked. So yeah, some very fancy items, and suddenly I'm seeing that my makeup has improved tremendously because new items just bring a freshness to the way and the effort you put in to apply. So I'm very, very happy the last 2-3 days the way I've been doing my makeup. Ma'am, I want to see your dresser too. I know, every time I go into the dresser, unfortunately my internet goes off. There's some problem of internet in my dresser, but I so want to show you guys my dresser and the way I keep my clothes, my artificial jewelry, my makeup. I mean, I have a company called Sort Story. You can follow them on Instagram. And they just come in once a month to just organize all of my cupboards and put everything in the right way, and then my staff handles it for the whole month, so I give them something for maintenance. It's something very recently I started. One day they came and did the whole clutter freeing thing, and then they've come and just done this whole maintenance thing, and I'm just loving it. I'm just loving the fact that it's happening that way. Oh, so sweet. Your home looks gorgeous. Thank you. You have a pool in your house? Yes, I do. And that intention was not to show off, so my apologies in case that came across like that. But both Puneet and I are water babies. We go to the Maldives every year. You will often see us holidaying in some exotic beach resort or the other. So water is a very important, essential part of our lives, and he likes to swim every day. I like to swim at least 2 to 3 times a week. The days I don't have to do blow dry, that's my criteria of swimming, or if I'm able to make a bun on the top of my head and not wet my hair. But swimming is very, very close to our heart. So our pool is not exactly a pool. My interior decorator at that time used to say, don't insult a pool by calling it a pool. It's like a pond. It's like one long strip of water where you can just do your 100 laps and come out. So Khushi, I've started a blog 2 to 3 times, recorded videos, podcasts, but never posted them. Just lose interest. How to keep going and keep my interest going. Khushi, I feel you absolutely, because I was like this. For the longest time, I would make things and then I never used to like them. Or I would say कि इसको थोड़ा better कर देती हूँ, शक्ल ठीक कर लेती हूँ, makeup ठीक कर लेती हूँ, आवाज ठीक कर लेती हूँ, English ठीक कर लेती हूँ, quotations ठीक कर लेती हूँ. And so I would come up with some excuse every day on why I didn't want to post something. And then I did something very clever that I'll share with you. I went and announced to a group of women that I was taking sessions for. There were about, I think, 150 of them. This is back in 2015, I think, 14, 15, somewhere like that. And I said, I'm launching something called the Confidence Booster Challenge that I'm going to be giving to you for free. The only thing you have to do is for 30 days, follow me on this Facebook group, and I'll post a video every day, and I'll give you a homework or an activity that you must do. And if you do all 30 days, at the end of it, I will do a 2-hour session for you. And I can tell you, it was one of the most difficult things I landed up. I think I said it in a lot of innocence, thinking I'll build my ability to make videos and post them. But what landed up happening was so many days I was making the video at 8 in the evening because I was like, oh, abhi tak dala nahi. But it was one of the most bestest experiences of my life because mere jitne bhi resistances the na, all of my resistance around, I had no choice but to post it. Jaisa bhi tha, dalna pada. And you know what, in the process, when I got the kind of reviews I got on it, I remember out of those 154 ladies, 52 of them landed up joining a program of mine. And I made money from that actually. And till today, I use that Confidence Booster Challenge as a bonus because I feel like till today that material is so good, so relevant, even though the quality of video audio is very average. But the material is so good that I've never had a single person complain. So to you, I say this, that, you know, please just commit to, even if you can collect 5 people, just commit to them that you're going to do something for 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 30 days. And then you know what's going to happen? By the end of the 30th day, all of whatever was running in your mindset will have to vanish because every day posting just made me lose all of that I had built up in my head. कि ये वाला angle और ये वाला audio और ये वाला video और मेरा ये नहीं ठीक और मेरा वो नहीं ठीक. Crap. When you are in service to others, the real truth is it works out. My Insta live started like that. I just committed to one day, woke up and said, I'm going to do Ask Me Anything every Wednesday. And I think the first few Wednesdays, there were just some 10, 15 people, and I don't even know if there were questions being asked. And I was so nervous, and I was actually not nervous about my answers. I was more nervous about technology. Technology was such a big challenge for me कि यार वो ठीक से आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, वो चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, मैं questions पढ़ पाऊंगी कि बहुत जल्दी जाएंगे. So there was so much doubt, and today, 2 years later, I feel I can do it in my sleep, right? I must be on my what? I don't know, but I'm going to calculate at what number of my, I'm guessing I must be somewhere close to 100 Insta lives by now. I'm just guessing, I have no idea. But if you have 52 and 52 every year, should be close to 100, either 100 or a little less or a little more. But I'm going to do the maths today. Manisha Shimla, Puja ji, I want to advise people how to lose weight, but I have no degree in health. Manisha, there are 2 things you need to advise anybody on anything. Either you should have personally gotten results in it, or you should have a certification in it, okay? If you don't have a certification, do you have any sort of personal experience where, let's say, Manisha, you lost 15 kilos, or 20 kilos, or you have some story like that where you've done something and it's worked for you, then you tried it out with your friends and it's worked for them, and now you want to, so that, you know what, whenever someone comes to you, they should know that this is what you don't have and this is what they are coming for. I personally am a big believer of results and experiences actually are greater for me than certifications and theory. While I'm a highly certified person and I have a wall full of certificates, which I showed last time in my Insta Live, I can tell you, okay, in the beginning, it's great to have certificates because it builds your own personal confidence. But over time, your wisdom only comes with when you practice your own theory on yourself, you digest your concepts, you use them in your life, and then when you speak, no, your conviction, your ability to convince people to take action becomes so much more. So Manisha, I'm to giving you full go ahead that if you think your system works, my suggestion, start your own Manisha methodologies. Clearly announce to people I have no certification, but I can tell you I am collecting testimonials. I did it for myself, now I'm going to do it for you, and there's nobody more committed than me right now, because in the beginning I'm more reasonable and more committed. With time I will become more expensive and I'll have people doing this for me. So whoever comes in the early days of a teacher, I think they are very lucky to experience you so one-on-one-to-one. You know, there was a time in my Insta Lives where I used to say, if I didn't answer your question, send it to me on my DM and I'm going to sit. And I used to sit after every Insta Live for 2 hours answering every single person who would send me the question. Today, it has become impossible. If I say that, I will end up receiving 200 questions, not possible. But even at that point, I used to get at least 10, 11, 12 questions and I used to sit and answer each one of them. So, you know, there's a certain amount of commitment in the beginning when the numbers are small. So Manisha, use that to your advantage. Get 5 people to lose proper weight because of you, and then your confidence will be somewhere else. You have to start somewhere. The problem is our vision sometimes is so big that we don't know how to start small, or we have come into the permission thing. You know, Patty actually runs a program called Permission Granted, and I so love this name, Permission Granted. I think the tagline for it was stand up, speak up, show up, stand up, speak up. Something in that regard. I loved the tagline. I mean, what packaging? I mean, you know how these US people are. They do such a fabulous job of packaging. And stand up, speak up, show up, stand up, speak up, something, one of those. And Permission Granted. And it was a woman's program where she used to speak about how we as women are all the time waiting for someone else's approval to do the things we are passionate about. Manisha, from today onwards, I want you to know from my side and Patty's side and everyone's side, permission granted, my sweetheart. Okay. So, if you're passionate about it and you think your systems can get results, just go do it. Today, the world we live in, results are speaking greater than any certification. Sheetal Mehta, what to do if someday you don't want to do what rituals you do daily? Sheetal, I think it's a must to take a break. You know, I don't know anybody who never takes a break, because life also keeps happening to us while we are trying to plan and prepare, right? So it's totally okay. I have days, I normally like to never do a break of more than 72 hours, which means if I haven't been able to do gratitude on 1 day, on 2 days, I'm okay. The 3rd day, I'll make a special effort because I don't want to break my pattern or my chain of habit. I put in too much effort to put that habit into place, so I don't want to break it. So 72 hours is the maximum I will go in breaking a habit, but 72 hours of giving myself that time, totally okay. You know, I'm currently following some ways to trying to lose weight. I have a big event coming in February and I want to lose some weight for it. You know, my last 5 kilos that I'm stuck with. And I'm loving it, but I may have to travel next week, this coming weekend. And if I do land up traveling, you know what, those 3 days, I'm going to have a blast and come back. When I come back, I'll restart. So I feel like one of the things we have to learn to do is give ourselves permission to know that life is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Puja ji, I saw your page. It is so good. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Universe has guided me through you, my dearest Puja ma'am. Oh, how sweet. Oh, all of you saw the 555. That's nice. Tabassum Ahmed, what is your timetable in the entire day? Can you take us through your day? So Tabassum, Honestly speaking, I used to have a very strict regime post-COVID where I used to wake up at 4:30, do all of my morning routine, then spend the day. I divide my days into 3 parts, which I always speak about in every Insta Live. It is prep, delivery, rest. Okay, so prep is my morning routine, delivery is my whole day, when what people need from me, and then rest is the after about 5 p.m. or so I stop working and then I go into rest zone, and I have a turn down service for myself of what I need to do in the evening. So if you're looking for starting a routine, instead of giving you my routine, which will completely overwhelm you because it's built over 10 years. So I feel like when I give people my routine, it becomes a little overwhelming. Also, I have changed my wake up time from 4:30 to 6:30. So one of the things I was getting a lot was an allergy. So those of you who've been following me from a long time, you would have often seen me with a tissue paper. I get sinusitis attacks. I'll have dry eyes. And I came back from London about 2 months ago, and I had jet lag, and I started to sleep till about 7 o'clock. And for the whole month, okay, from 24th July was my last attack. For the whole month, I didn't get any attacks. So all the while I'd been saying, Puneet, something in the house is giving me allergies. I don't know, maybe it's the air conditioning. Maybe we need to, I changed my window. I got all the windows in my house opened up every morning. I started to do, keeping those humidifiers. I went to every possible doctor. And then one of the doctors did tell me, I remember, they said that, you know what, Puja, you need to sleep from that 4:30, you make your wake up time 6:30. And I said, no, my Brahma Muhurtam, my creative period, my this, that, and I didn't listen, to be honest. And then when this happened, all my allergies, my dry eyes, everything just disappeared. I'm not joking, disappeared. And so now my new wake up time is actually 6:30. So because I am so conditioned to that 4:30, I still, like today morning I woke up at 4, yesterday I woke up at 4, but now if I don't wake up at 4 and I wake up at 6:30, I feel happy. So I alternate between that. But this is just why I'm sharing this with all of you. It's very personal to me actually. But the reason I'm sharing this with all of you is because a lot of teachers and gurujis and people will often advocate this very wake up early concept. And while it will work for 90% of the people, which I'm fabulously grateful for, I think there's nothing better in my life. When I wake up early, my creativity is at another level. But I paid the price of my health through it. So I'm just warning all of you that check. Is it suiting you? Because some night people, when they start to wake up very early in the morning, it can actually have a detrimental effect like how it had on me. So I'm going to recommend to all of you, every advice any teacher gives, she's giving for the general people. That means for majority of the people that advice will work, which is why she or he would be saying that, right? But you have to try every advice first in your life and see. How many times I have told people that, you know what, even if I wake up at 4:30, you please don't, because if you have little children and you've not slept the whole night and you start to create an early morning routine, can you see how you'll damage your health so badly? Or if your husband tends to come back home late, me and Puneet eat dinner at 6. We are in bed at 8. Of course, we can get up at 4:30. He's a golfer. Can you see how aligned we are to the early wake up? So I need all of you to be very, very careful that when you're implementing anything a teacher says, while it may be true for majority, it's not necessary that it may be true for you. So using your brains along with the teacher, both combination is a good idea to have. Yeah. Akhila, can you talk to us about karma theory? You know what? I'm not a expert on karma. I can tell you my take on karma, but I'm not an expert on karma. Okay, so I won't take the credit for me really knowing the karma theory as such. Now I'll tell you what I follow as my thought on karma. Okay, I believe we have a karmic journey and then we have a dharmic journey. So karma and dharma. And you can get stuck in your karmic cycle, or you can pull all of your courage together and start working your dharmic cycle or your dharma. Your dharma is the reason you were born. It's your highest mission. And it is our job on earth to look for it. Anything that gives you joy, your GPS, okay, your joy, your dreams, your desires were all created for you to follow a path that takes you towards your highest mission. Your highest mission will make you feel fulfilled. Your highest mission will make you feel a flow in life. You will start to see miracles starting to happen. These are the things you often get compliments on. These are the things you can, even if you never get paid for and you have to do it for free, you'll happily do it for free. So when you are in your dharma, which requires a lot of courage, when most people, when they discover their dharma, they get scared and they return back to their karma. Now, what is the karmic cycle? My karmic cycle is me being a mother. My karmic cycle is me being a wife, me running the home, me doing duties towards the people who need me. If my parents are aging, if they need me. So my karmic cycle is the responsibilities, or rather I will use the word, the duties I have towards the people that surround me. Okay, and my dharma is the duty I have towards my highest self, my soul journey or my spiritual journey. And when you have this combination of karma and dharma, the more you live in dharma, the easier your karma gets. Okay, and the more you live in your karma, the harder or the further away goes away your dharma. So karmic cycle is karmic debts. There are people you have hurt in your previous births, if you believe in the previous birth theory, then all of those hurts you need to repay people. Okay, so your past life daughter-in-law will be your this life mother-in-law, or every relationship will keep having exchange of give and take. So in some relationships you will receive in this lifetime, then next lifetime you'll be giving to them, or previous lifetime you were giving to them, so this lifetime you're receiving from them. So again, I have no ways of proving it. This is just something I tell myself, that when you are stuck in your karma, life generally just starts to get boring, dull, hard. These are the words people use when they are stuck in their karmic cycle. So to get out of your karmic cycle, you have to infuse yourself at some point with a lot of courage. Courage is the bridge between the karmic cycle and the dharmic cycle. And you want to move into your dharmic cycle, and then you want to start to go on that journey, and that shifts everything. So this is my take. Again, I have no, Vedic learning on karma. I've not read any book on karma. So this is just my theory on karma. You'll have to go and study karma theory more if there was some other definition that you were looking for. Right? Rahil Chunawala, do your sessions and programs which work for people in the US time zone too. Rahil, can I tell you, at some point, somewhere, someone in the world is going to be inconvenienced because of my timelines, right? True or not? So I'm just going to say, the harder it is for you to attend my program, the more benefit you will get. Now, I'll tell you why I say this. Every single time I have gone for a course, I have had to fly to America, sometimes 27 hours of flying time. Flying time, waiting time, 8 hours of layover. But can I tell you, my dedication towards my courses became 100 times more than the people who got it easy. So every time someone comes to my room and they are going to be, it's 11 o'clock at night for them, and they're going to do an all-nighter with me because I'm doing a full-day program, I salute every one of them, because I say, you know what you are going to get from my program, nobody else will. Because the effort and dedication that you are showing, God is going to reward you. So Rahil, to everyone here who lands up not having a match, and by the way, I have now women in my program from all over the world, from Morocco, from Paris, from Poland, from currently also in GBDE, so many people I think are enrolled, and especially flying for their graduation ceremony. My God, I'm so impressed and so wowed by the fact that, the kind of dedication I'm seeing in the room. So I know that you, as well as anybody else who lands up enrolling because having an inconvenient time, there's no way I can make it convenient for the world. Today you're saying this, tomorrow somebody will say in Australia, but it's not convenient for us. So you know what that means, right? Not feeling too well, wanted to get my booster shot, and that's you. Psh, speedy recovery, Meri Jaan. Ma'am, I'm very interested to do many courses on child preschool education, but I don't have any source. Chaitra, today with online world being so available to us, my suggestion is just Google. I did a beautiful course of Montessori from a company from Canada. I remember this is back in 2005. Yeah. I'm a certified Montessori teacher and all of that, and it was so fabulous. I had loved it. So go. Today the world is available to you. So when you say you don't have any source, it is you haven't spent enough time researching. You research, the beauty of our Instagrams and algorithms today is you have to just search once. Then they will start to pop up in everything you do. Okay. So you search life coach. Now you see you will be hounded by life coaches and ads of life coaches. So I don't agree with you, Chaitra Miri Jan. You search once, then watch how many things will come to you. Then go do your research. Tell them you'd like to speak to someone who's already done your course. Speak to some real people. Look at their testimonials. Look at what you want. Is it a match with what they're offering? Do your homework. You will find it, babe, sweetie. Learn with Wrinkle. I want to become self-love coach, but from where to start? Should I learn from others or start uploading small content on social media? Both. Start uploading small content as well as go and learn. If anybody here wants to become a coach, I am relaunching my coaching mastery program that used to exist till last financial year. So I think till March it existed, and then I've closed it because I got so busy. I'm going to be relaunching it. It's happening on the 28th and 29th of October. 2 full days, okay? 28th and 29th of October, coaching mastery program. If you are interested, call up Gunjan. Her number is 7823 988 142. 7823 988 142. And Miri sweetheart, tell her to invite you for one of my master classes. Attend those 2-3 hours with me, and if you like what you see, sign up for the coaching mastery program. Spend 2 days with me. I will give you all of the information you need for you to become a fabulous coach. It could be any topic you like. Just allow me to show you the business or the back end of how to be a coach. Okay, I've been doing this now for over a decade. Almost 13 years. So trust me, there's nothing that I haven't tried that you're going to be trying. So let me take you and break down the entire step-by-step process and give it to you. Okay? So for everyone here who's asking me, I want to be a life coach, I want to be a life coach, I want to be a life coach, call up Gunjan today. She will invite you for a beautiful masterclass. Give me 2 to 3 hours of your life. Watch that 3 hours, and if you like what you see, then aja. Okay? Veer Goan. My sister Anshu Sahani is in your tribe, and you have totally changed her, and now I am also in the lane, so blessed to have you. Anshu Sahani is simply fabulous. She's one of my permanent big sisters, very, very close to my heart, and I can tell you what a fabulous job she's doing, and now I want you also to reach there. Okay, so in my sisterverse, we have what we call the village where all my students live. Then we have what we call the oasis where all the students that want to start to become teachers live, and then all of them who land up joining me, my army of life coaches, or as we call them in our land, big sisters, live in the paradise where Anshu lives with me. So for every single one of you here, that's your roadmap. I hope you go from being client to becoming a coach with me to becoming a coach with me. Okay? Pratima Padmanabhana, 28. Hello ma'am, however, being so positive, sometimes these negative thoughts will let me down and create low energy. All of us. And I think we have to honor our low days to understand the power of our high days, okay? There's nobody here who can say that at all days of the year, they are the same energy. Remember, world, nature works in seasons, and so do we, especially women. We work in seasons. We have 1 week before our periods, we have 1 week after our periods, we have different mood swings, we are connected to the moon, so full moon versus new moon versus half moon, it's all different energy. And when you start to understand that a lot of the astrological world impacts who we are as women, then we start to honor and relate with when we need to go into our caves, when we need to be extroverts, how we need to operate, all of this. The deeper your understanding of nature or world or seasons, the deeper your understanding of how you operate. So these are not random. This is actually created by God for everybody. Even a tree has days when it has fruits, and then you see it in autumn, it lose all its leaves, and then you see it in winter, it looks like a jhad, like with nothing, nanga bichara, and then it comes back to spring aata hai and how it starts to flourish again. We are also like that, okay? So when you start to understand that, you will start to honor it rather than fight it. I've stopped trying to fight my low days. When I wake up on a low day, I'll message my team, no meeting today, no classes, please give me off because I need to just be with myself. And they understand and respect that, and I allow that to them too. So many times they will be messaging me, Puja, nahi ho raha aaj. I'm like, and that's the beauty, the masculine energy has convinced us that business can only happen. Now, I will never cancel a delivery. So I know that what I can't cancel and what I can cancel. So I don't want to appear irresponsible to you in any way, but I want you to start to understand that, honoring emotions is very, very important. Today I had a very important class at 3 o'clock. It's called Super Specialization. It's by far one of my best courses. But just before that, out of those 36 ladies in Super Specialization, there are 30 of them in Enlightenment, my morning class. The morning class went on a little longer than usual, and it was a little heavier than usual. And a request came in that, can we skip SS today? I said, of course. Now, if I was rigid, I would have said, no, I need to get this done. It's so important. No, I honor emotions far more than mechanics of life. For me, whether my son ate his last bite or not, how he felt while eating is 10 times more important. If he's going to be sitting and crying and eating his food, that food is not going to do anything. But if he's eating happily, every bite will turn into Amrit. Okay? So when you start to understand emotions need to be honored, then you will not curse yourself on low days. You will just say, oh, aaj Bhagwan ji keh rahe, break le lo. And break leke dekho kitna maza aata hai when you honor who you are. Okay, when you trust who you are, when you trust the soul within you. But for that, for some time, you need to start to speak the truth. It's very important that first you learn to trust yourself. First you have to become trustworthy to be able to do things like this. Because you have to hold yourself in that space of knowingness that yes, today feels like, and it's not my resistance that's trying to control me. Fernandez Sylvie. You are so honest and open and transparent, so you are such a true diamond. That's what I love about you. I wish I could be as genuine as you. Anytime you admire something in someone else, please know they are the tree of the seed that lives inside of you. You wouldn't admire a quality if you didn't have it within you. So I love Oprah's authenticity. I love Michelle Obama's strength. I love Mother Teresa's kindness. I believe that in each one of them, they have nurtured that seed and made it into such a beautiful tree that I'm attracted towards them. But the only way I can be attracted towards them is because the seed of that awesomeness lives inside of me. And now that you recognize that about yourself, just start to nurture it so that one day you become, or maybe you already are, an inspiration to everyone around you on the exact thing that you love about me. Okay? Looking so beautiful, touch wood, such a pleasure to look at you, dude. Oh, so sweet. How to know our mission. Please come for my masterclass. I spend 3 hours exploring that with you. Okay, so if you haven't registered for the masterclass, highly recommend it. I'm going to get my masterclass links put in the bio. Please would love to have you there. Sakshi Kapoor, I feel stuck in my marriage, 17 years. Neither I feel connected nor I have the courage to move on. What to do? Drifting more each day. Please help. Sakshi, all of us have our rock bottom. And sometimes we have to hit rock bottom to take action. So if you haven't yet hit rock bottom, you're just going to be drifting. Till a day will come where you'll say, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of sick and tired. It's not going to get any worse than this or better than this. So I'm going to take action. And that day you will rise like the phoenix, okay? Sometimes it's just the right time hasn't come. So I'm just going to start to tell you, start to build yourself up if you can. Instead of drifting, join a few courses and programs and start to attend things that will pump you with motivation. One of the things I do is I invite people to join my awakening program. It's a 1-month program, 4 Thursdays that I want from you, and you will start to see yourself blossom again. You know, that chirpy, bubbly self that you used to be, that you no longer can see in yourself. You don't even recognize your own self. Sometimes you're seeing yourself in the mirror because you feel like you've lost the Sakshi you used to be. I want to bring that back into you, darling. So either do it yourself, find a mentor, do it with them. Otherwise, मेरे पास आ जा, मैं कर दूंगी, ठीक है? किसी ना किसी तरह कोई ना कोई help तो ले ना मेरी जान. The fact that you are here and you're watching my Insta live tells me hope is still there. You've not lost hope. And till the person doesn't leave hope, there's always a solution that will keep on knocking on your door. Now, it just depends on at which point will you wake up and open the door. Okay? I hope it's today. Amazing explanation of karma and dharma, Puja ma'am. I just love it completely. That's so sweet. Having a very heavy question, asking for a friend who needs to handle her husband of 10 years, basically marital rape. I don't know if I have a solution to that. I feel like it's a conversation that needs a lot more therapy. I would rather have a conversation of that kind one-to-one with the person to be able to understand the whole scenario, to be able to guide someone. But it is an unfortunate truth of our world. Okay, one of the things that we have to understand is that while it's not right, there aren't enough laws in India still to protect us from it. There are lots of countries in the world that have now taken on marital rape as a criminal act. So fortunately, in those countries, at least the awareness is rising. But I do fear the side that because these are very difficult things to prove, for every 10 people that will get justice, one person will misuse it. But you know what? Dowry is so much better today because a law was passed for it. And I really hope that we also as Indians who are progressing in such an amazing manner right now, land up getting our constitution to, our constitution is already quite, our laws are quite for the woman, but this is one thing that hasn't been introduced yet because it's a very difficult task to prove. But it's something that needs to be introduced. As we women rise in our honesty, as we women become more and more trustworthy, I have a feeling that the laws will also start to get onto our side more and more. Already they are, but more and more. So right now, I think you need to help her get a one-to-one coach. It's not enough for just friendships to be around her. She needs professional help, and at some point she may even need medical help. So either which way, see if you can get her to reach a professional. Yeah. Rani Divya, how I feel always unsleepy. I always feel sleepy. Please advise about sleep times and how to become active. I'm going to recommend to you to watch at least 5 podcasts on good sleep. Today, the amount of science that exists on sleep is mind-blowing. So whether it is, removing blue rays from your environment 1 hour in advance, to a full turn down service that you can do for yourself to start to get into the energy of wanting to sleep. Like I have been struggling with sleeping early, but for me it has been more because of lack of exercise. So my work entails me to sit the whole day. So one of the things I brought back is the 10,000 steps. Now I don't need to even step out for that. In my house I keep walking, and thankfully with the watch like this I'm able to track my steps, and just that helps me sleep so much better. Magnesium, now I don't want to recommend anything without you asking your doctor, but magnesium is something that actually helps me with, and it's a very natural product that helps me with my sleep. See if your doctor recommends, or whoever you can consult recommends magnesium for you. Another thing that can help. Reading. Okay, so Puneet and I have a reading half an hour every evening in bed where he reads his book, I read my book, and we feel like that actually helps us get ready for our bedtime so much better. So you can use that. I'm giving you all of the things I do, but I'm going to ask you to watch at least 5-6 podcasts, because there's just too much science and there's just too much studies and there's just too many solutions that today none of us should struggle with sleep. Okay, 1 or 2 odd days in the month, all of us have, but generally this should not be a struggle, Meri Jaan. Divine Magic Pratiksha, what story can I create around the feeling of being used? So Pratiksha, there are 2 ways to handle this. One is a story where you need to start to tell yourself that maybe your soul growth journey will happen when you learn to say no and you learn to actually stand up for yourself, where you learn to set boundaries. Okay, so the lack of boundaries could be one of the reasons why you're getting used. A lot of us women are born people pleasers, and when you're a people pleaser, no matter how hard you try, you say okay from next time, and somehow you say yes, and then you get used, and then you feel bad, then you become bitter, you become resentful, but still you continue to keep doing. So one could be a story where you need to start to tell yourself, I need to learn how to set my boundaries, I need to learn how to disappoint others so that I can live my mission, my dharma, my journey. Remember, the karmic cycle will not allow you to live your dharma. One of the reasons is because we don't know how to set boundaries, how to say no. And it's not easy at all, so I totally understand that. That's one story, okay? When I was 10 years ago, this is the story I gave myself, where I had to build boundaries that, sorry, I won't be able to attend this kitty, or won't be able to come for my mother-in-law's lunch, or go and not be able to attend my husband's dinner because I have commitments also. I'm also a working woman. So it took me an effort to start to set those boundaries. Another is an interview I watched of Anil Kapoor's that really had a very deep impact on me, where he spoke about that, you know, as he's grown in his success, if he doesn't get used, he feels like he's of no longer value to the world. He says, which are the kind of people who get used? People who can add value, people who are dependable, people who have commitment in their personality. And he says, every day I want at least one person where I should do a favor without any expectation. And I just loved that. You know, as I was growing on my journey, at one point I felt like I want to be used by people. I want people to say, oh, what a kind-hearted woman she is. Oh, she goes out of her way to do. I was just watching a video of Shah Rukh Khan on Instagram, and they were talking about just how nice a human being he is. Imagine how much his niceness must be being used. It'll take him a second to put boundaries and get people off his chest. But you know what he's doing? The larger he's growing, the more he's giving. And that's the beauty also of being used. So depending on where you are on your journey, if you're starting out, you need to learn to become a warrior princess. If you are in a successful place or you're moving into a successful place, my suggestion, pay it forward. Everything that you are receiving, remember, to go up the ladder of success, you have to ask. And remember, once you reach a height in the ladder, now you can start to pull people up. So whichever angle you want to see this from, create a new story depending on what you need as on today. All right. Oh my God, we've hit 6:26. So I'm going to have to run. Let me very quickly announce the winners of the book today, of the challenge. Then we'll click the photo and then I'm going to let you go. Okay. Let me go right to the bottom. I'm so sorry that you all ask so many questions and I'm not able to answer them. But please keep coming back. I hope you get some indirect answers from somewhere, something as I answer. All right, this week's winners of the week, we have Ritu Chandana Official. We have Aarti Tekchandani and Butterfingers.org. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm, all of the names don't have any gaps, so I have to make sense of them. Ritu Channa Official, Aarti Tekchandani and Butterfingers.org. Massive congratulations. You have won yourself my book, Unlocking the Golden Cage. We will be getting in touch with you to get your address, to courier the book to you. Thank you so much for participating in the challenge. On that note, I am going to run. My husband just confirmed to me that we are going for our dinner date tonight only. So I am off to going to eat some yummy food. Bye everyone. Thank you for coming. Loads of love. Bye bye.